Now for something a little bit different. I thought about talking about this for a while, but obviously the Pac-Man movie was announced over a week ago. Do I fucking care? Not at this point in time. Maybe when there's more details coming out. I just don't have any feelings about it. The thing about Pac-Man is that, yeah, you know his nemesis are the ghosts, the four ghosts, Inky, Binky, Blinky, Clyde, and I think there's Sue Ghost. And then you got the Power Pellets, you got the Fruit Targets, you got Pac-Mom, no Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Baby, Junior Pac-Man, Professor Pac-Man. Having seen Sonic 1 and 2 movies, I think it's the same people who are going to work on that to work on Pac-Man. I looked at a couple of opinions. I think Pat the NES Punk had the best. I don't want to see it either. If it's not going to be a cartoon, why? And honestly, after 1982, people just stopped caring about Pac-Man. Those few still cared. Pac-Man's not Pokemon. People had Pac-Man fever. They made a song about Pac-Man back in 1982. You had the Pac-Man fever. You had the Pac-Man cartoon. You had Chef Boyardee Pac-Man, Pac-Man cereal. You had some arcade titles like Baby Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, the pinball table. You had all kinds of crap. You had all kinds of stuff. And now it's like you go forward and there might have been one Pac-Man game a year. Then the video games like Pac-Attack, Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. Eventually it came to 3D with the PlayStation. They're remaking that one. And it's like Pac-Man's that character you remember, but honestly, his arch nemesis changes. He used to be a giant head with a cape in the cartoon. Then it was the Ghost Switch. Then it was Talkman. Then it was something else. And it's like there's never a clear villain for Pac-Man. And I think there's only one route you could go, and that is to make it an adult movie. Let's just say, someone suggested this, but I think it could happen in this way. You give him some, instead of like his pills could be his power pellets. His pellets are his pills, his addiction. I want Pac-Man to be a R-rated movie where he says, fuck this shit, god damn it. I gotta go rescue that bitch, Miss Pac-Man. I don't know. I'm thinking their marriage isn't working out, and I gotta, maybe Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man aren't working out as a couple. He keeps, eyeballing other female protagonists in other video games. And maybe he had an affair. Or it could be like Howard the Duck, where he has sexual intercourse with a human, and it's kind of like it's a take on that. Just make it for adults. The kids have Sonic, and the adults have Pac-Man. We go back to Pixels. I have it. You go back to Pixels, right? And how Pac-Man was just like a detail. How he bit his master, like some Geppetto Pinocchio bullshit right there, right? And I just like something else, something new. If you're going to really make this feel brand new, don't make it Steven Spielberg. Don't rehash Sonic. Pac-Man comes into the world? You can make a Freaky Friday where it's like a kid who plays the arcade gets sucked into the arcade world, and the Pac-Man gets sucked into the kid's world, and he learns how to... it's just so predictable. If you know how it's going to work, why even make the movie? Just make Pac-Man swear, give him a cigarette, give him some booze, give him maybe that waka waka sound is him whacking off. Whatever. Something like a lot of adult humor, South Park humor, that's not for kids, because I feel like that time is gone. 1982 came and went. The kids who were into Pac-Man, we're all adults now. So that's what it needs to be. Pac-Man needs to be a rated R movie. I don't want to say NC-17. NC-17 would make it more elitist. Rated R would still make it more accessible to everyone. Since it is Pac-Man, I think rated R should be the highest it goes. That means you could have some blood, you could have some profanity, You could have some adult jokes and not be too graphic, but keep it adult enough to where adults enjoy it more than the kids. So you basically would, parental guidance, but I am not going to really enjoy this movie if you paid me, if it was exactly the same as Sonic. Oh, I'm Pac-Man, I'm in the real world, okay, I'm going to go have fun. It's just not going to, it's just going to be rather pointless. It's Sonic, but stick Pac-Man in the scene. It doesn't work. Make it adult, make it for adults, and you'll have your movie. That's all I have to say.